You're a wizard, Harry-kun.
NANI?
Okay, so as you may have heard by now, Hogwarts Legacy is out right now on PS5 and PC. And whether or not you agree with the game and all of its politics, I'm not here for any of that. I don't care. That's not what I'm here for. What I'm here for is to imagine a world where characters from your favorite anime attend Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and I want to tell you guys which houses that some of your favorite characters would belong into, where they would fall under in this little world of magic. So let's get into it. Let's talk about some of them. Where are they going? What house do they belong to? So the way it works is that there's a thing called a sorting hat in the Harry Potter world. You put on top of your head, it talks to you, it reads your feelings, your intentions, and all of that. So I have a special surprise. I don't have a sorting hat. I just have a hat. So this is gonna be the sorting hat of sorts. It's brown, I guess. So let's get to the first character here on my list. So the first character I'm gonna start off with is Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece, everyone's favorite main character. I will put the hat on and I will tell you guys where he belongs. He's going to be a very loyal person to his crew. He's very hardworking. He works towards his goals of finding the One Piece. And I feel like he belongs in Hufflepuff. Why? Like I just said, he's very loyal to his crew. He's hardworking. He just gives off that energy of like he doesn't want to be all out there like most like other houses. He's not evil intentions like a Slytherin or whatever. I just feel like he fits the mold of being a Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff has a couple of great people who come from it, and I feel like he would be represented into that. And also they love like eating and snacks and stuff, and he's very much so. If you know, I mean, that's just like his whole thing, right? He just likes to eat a lot, and I just feel like he'll look good in that yellow color. And yeah, he just belongs in, I believe, Hufflepuff. Maybe I should leave it on. It's a little crazy. Anyway, next one is going to be Isagi from Blue Lock. Okay, so when we look at him, I think he is a Ravenclaw. Kind of obvious here. He has the IQ on the field to put everything together. He does like his puzzles that he works out in his head when he's on the field, or pitch rather, and he is able to overcome most of the challenges that he faces on the pitch with just thinking about it and working it all together. And I feel like that's just what a Ravenclaw is at the end of the day. They're very intelligent. They're going to do their due diligence. They're going to do their homework. They're going to be on top of all their assignments. He fits the mold, and not to mention he wears the blue uniform anyway, and it kind of just it looks like a Ravenclaw uniform as is. He just belongs in House Ravenclaw. All right, so we have probably the bestest boy. It's going to be Tanjaro. What do you think he is? I think it's pretty obvious. He's a Gryffindor, okay? If anyone who encapsulates the idea of being a Gryffindor more, it would probably be Tanjaro. I did go between a couple houses. He does kind of have some characteristics from other houses, but I feel like Gryffindor is the most. He's brave. He's always on the front line. He's just like a leader. You want to follow him into battle. He just has that energy about him, and he's so caring and so nice. And I feel like a lot of people who belong in Gryffindor. We've seen Harry Potter and his friends who are all Gryffindors. Kind of, I feel like he would fit well with that group of friends. He would just fit right in with them. He's big Gryffindor energy for me. All right, our first Slytherin for me, I'm going to give it to Eren Yeager. Come on, he doesn't belong in any other house. He's evil. Not to say that all Slytherins are evil. It's just what they tend to put out are people who are more evil, more anti-hero. But more importantly than that, they are very cunning and smart, and they are goal-driven. They want to become great. They're destined for greatness. Anybody who gets sorted into Slytherin has potential for greatness and to be a good leader. And whether or not you agree with him in his tactics, he is a great leader for his people, and he is helping further their fight. And I feel like he would just fit right in. Maybe early seasons of Eren would be like a Gryffindor, but I feel like the current what we have now, he would definitely be a Slytherin. All right, now we have a set of brothers who attended Hogwarts together. They maybe got into some trouble, and it's kind of interesting because it's going to be Ed and Alphonse from Full Metal Alchemist, and I think it's interesting because there are, I think, Nicholas Flamel, the main alchemist of Full Metal Alchemy, and just been alchemist in general. He does exist in the Harry Potter universe, so it's kind of interesting to think that like maybe it would cross paths somehow, like alchemy and magic at some point. No, I just thought about that. That's really cool. That'd be a really interesting story. Anyway, Ed and Alphonse, they would go to Hogwarts together. They're not the same age. They'd go a couple years apart, and I feel like Ed would go first, and he would get sorted into Gryffindor. He fits the mold. Again, great leader, very brave. He wears the red already, so you can kind of already see it in him. And then Alphonse, however, would not be in the same house as him. There's potential for it, but I feel like he's just a Hufflepuff. He's very loyal to his brother. He just gives off that energy of just like, yeah, whatever you say, I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna be here, very, very loyal and by your side. And you know, I stay out of the way if I need to, but I am here just for if you need me. I'm the voice of reason, and I just feel like he has the Hufflepuff energy. So they would be two different houses, the brothers. They would not belong together, sadly. But yeah, interesting to think about, you know, alchemy and magic being a thing, and where they would go. Maybe they would drop out and just pursue alchemy. Who knows? Okay, and joining Isagi in the Ravenclaw house, I have Deku. Why? Same reasons as Isagi. He's very much going to figure out how to do things on his own. His intelligence, of course, he has, you know, one for all. Yeah, one for all. I was getting mixed up. One for all in him, which makes him strong and all this stuff like that. But I believe his main characteristic of him, if he did not have a quirk, he would be very intelligent. He learns how to, you know, logically figure things out. And yeah, he would fit right in with all the other nerds of Ravenclaw. He would just be like, oh, he geeks out about like certain subjects, like, oh, you know how to cast this spell, and we figure it out together and all this stuff. He encapsulates that house a lot to me, and him and Isagi would be very much so friends. Isagi would probably be playing Quidditch. I don't think that Deku would play with him. He'd probably just, what would Deku do? I think Deku might be like a potions expert. I feel like that's very much him. He would just be into potions, and yeah, Isagi would be off and like doing Quidditch, and that's their dynamic, how it works, you know. They're both nerds, but I feel like Isagi's less of a nerd. He's that cool nerd who's like low-key. Yeah. Okay, so we have our first woman joining the fray here. I believe Sakura from Naruto, because yeah, if you haven't noticed, I'm only trying to do one character from each universe. Sakura, I believe, would fit into Gryffindor. She's very much so brave, whether or not you want to admit it, and how useless she might be. I think that she would be a good fit in Gryffindor, like she does on her own, you know, hold the ideologies of being a Gryffindor. She won't back down from anything, really. And yeah, she just fits kind of, she reminds me of Hermione, I guess. That's kind of why I put her there. Not as smart, maybe, but she has like the same values, and like, just like, hey, let's do it. Plus, you know, you need to have someone to have a love triangle with other characters, with maybe Ed. Ed goes to Gryffindor. Yeah, I feel like she would just fit into that house really well. And we have another lady, Arie from Mushoku Tensei. Sorry, I blanked out for a second. Arie, sorry. It's been a while. I forgot how to pronounce her name. Anyway, red-haired lady. I think she fits in the house of Slytherin. Very cunning, very hardworking. She wants to be great, pretty much. Once she learns how to, you know, fend for herself, she wants to become strong and protect those around her. But she does have potential to be greater than what she thinks of herself, I guess. And yeah, if she worked on her own, like without like Rudy and everybody, I feel like she would achieve her goals really fast. And yeah, she would not be opposed to using dark arts, because she wants to be the strongest at the end of the day after all of it. So I think she could have a very good chance of turning towards dark magic, maybe. And last up here, this one I struggle with the most. I did not know what house to put him in. He could pretty much fit into all these houses at one point or another, depending how you look at him. But I feel like at the end of the day, Gojo, Satoru Gojo, would fit into Slytherin. Why? Like I said, it just comes down to being the potential for greatness, and he is great. He became just like the strongest sorcerer. Again, I think about the sorcerers and magic, Harry Potter. It's all connected, technically. Yeah, he doesn't shy away from using the darker attacks, the dark magic, and then just like he needs to kill you, he'll kill you. And I feel like, yeah, like I said, he has the potential for greatness, and anybody who goes into Slytherin kind of has like the potential to be great. They get a bad rap for producing more of like the people who are susceptible to dark magic, but I feel like Gojo could be the one who gets out of that, and he's just like, yeah, that was my house, but that doesn't define me. I just pretty much got sorted into there because the hat knew more or less my intentions and my goals in life. And yeah, he would just be one of the great wizards. I feel like he could be like, come back and be the headmaster. Like I said, I think he could have fit really easily into the other houses. He kind of does encapsulate some of that a lot of the times, but I feel like Slytherin at the end of the day is where he would fit the most in my mind, I guess. So yeah, that's going to be the new Hogwarts school. It has all these people running around. They all have different houses. I feel like all the houses have kind of been balanced. There's not anybody who's like super strong. No one like Harry Potter who's gonna get some just like points from the headmaster, like, oh, 50,000 points to Gryffindor. No, they're all pretty fair. They all have potential great wizards and maybe some potential great dark wizards amongst the people that I picked. I think it'd be really interesting to see like how some other universes cross. Just like I said, like, you know, Fullmetal Alchemist and like alchemy does exist in the Harry Potter world, and then I guess like, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen, technically they're all sorcerers, so how would that all come into play? And, you know, Arie in her universe, they have magic. Rudy's there. I don't think Rudy would attend Hogwarts. He would go to like a different school. Anyway, it's just, yeah, it's really interesting to think about. And, you know, been in the mode of like Harry Potter and thinking about it. It's always fun to like sort people into different houses depending on their characteristics. And yeah, that's what I have decided where they belong. If you agree or not, let me know down below in the comments. You can also let me know some of the characters that you think are your favorites and where you think that they belong in the Harry Potter houses or universe. And as always, you can follow us, subscribe, all that fun stuff is down below. Do all that. I appreciate you. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then.